way. No, apologize.
Well, Miss Cupcake, you the only one representing me. You can't represent, your whole zodiac. But you apologize? Is that a thing?
Okay. All right.
Do you? Is it a thing? That's what I want to know.
Oh, wait. I'll take that back. They do some BS apologies. Like, I'm sorry I allowed you to take me out of character. That's them kind of, yeah. They'd be like, I'm sorry I allowed you to make me so mad that I start representing who I really am.
I can't. The version of me I was delivered from, you tapped into.
Always.
Hmm. Hmm.
Always. Anyway, so tonight we do have an amazing show planned for you all tonight, and I can't wait to get into the things of the things. But now we're talking about something really, really amazing tonight. But now, what we talking about?
We're talking about them doggone bad breakups, okay? Because I know we all had just
Yes.
real ridiculous moments that you had to question your entire reality and reasoning.
Mm-hmm. Mm,
Mhm.
absolutely. You know, and a lot of people think breaking up is easy, but breaking up is a little hard. It's a little difficult.
It's extremely hard. The process you have to go through to finally decide that you're done, no matter what it is. But
Right.
especially if it feels good most of the time,
Right.
right? That the
Right.
one of those like middle ground type of breakups where you have to
Mm-hmm.
decide like what's best for you and you have to
Right.
actually sit with you. Those are the
Mm-hmm.
most difficult ones. But um, one of the things that I think is important, just to check in for the week,
Mm-hmm.
is when you can do the little things for yourself that matter. So that way
Mm-hmm.
you can get strong enough to make these harder decisions, right? Because the more you build
Mm-hmm.
yourself up, the more difficult and challenging choices you can make. And so,
WBB.
Walter, one of my successes of this week, you ready?
Mm-hmm. I'm ready.
I finally found a good workout bra.
Oh, okay. All right. Hold them up.
The hold them up, strap them down. Come on,
Mm.
'cause I've been trying to get back into the gym and work out. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's really difficult to do movement when you over, a certain cup size. And so when I
That'll,
finally got that bra in the mail and was able to tie him down, and I did the little shake test,
mm-hmm.
I felt so empowered. I'm ready to sweat. I'm ready.
I shouldn't understand your plight, but I also have a large cup size, and so I do. I'm just let me cut it out. I, okay, so moving right along, we have to rush through some things because your boy, that would be me. I was late today.
It's okay.
Aw.
It's okay. You
So
made
we every week we have our class of the week and our ass of the week. This week our class of the week is John Stewart. Now, Manon, you picked John. I like that crown.
it.
It's hot.
Right? It's giving.
You picked him as class of the week. Why did you pick him as class of the week?
Man, you know what? I really love John Stewart. I got
Mm-hmm.
into him as a person when he was when he was the host for the Daily Show.
Mm-hmm.
He was the one that handed over the keys to Trevor Noah.
Oh,
So
okay. Mm-hmm.
what I value about John Stewart is from day one, he's always been very honest, direct,
Mm-hmm.
open. He went from comedy into advocacy work and political
Okay.
work. And
Okay.
so what I just appreciate about him is the show that he's running right now. He has a
Mm-hmm.
show that is directed to white people.
Okay.
And us as Black people, we have constantly said over and over again that we are
Mm-hmm.
tired of having to explain things to our white counterparts.
Mm-hmm.
White individuals need to talk to white individuals. And he has a
Mm-hmm.
whole show now where he gets to say real things to white people that us as Black people, one, we tired of saying, or it's not our job to say. Um, and
Okay.
and I feel like if anyone is pushing the envelope in the white
Mm-hmm.
community, so that way there can be some more camaraderie between the blacks and the whites, or the browns and the whites. John
Hmm.
Stewart's doing the work
I love it.
unapologetically.
I love it. So we definitely celebrate you, John Stewart. I'm gonna have to check out his new show. It sounds like something I would like, and it sounds like it would spark good, healthy conversation. So definitely something I definitely want to check out. Now, our ass of the week is um this current black men versus black women culture in dating. Did you watch the video, Manal?
No, I didn't watch it yet. I'm ready for the
Okay,
surprise.
go ahead and play the video. This ideology, this culture is causing such a divide in our community, and we need to stomp this out. Go ahead, Kwame, please, and play this
Okay,
video.
so y'all, story time. So y'all, please tell me if I'm wrong. So today, this dude wrote me on Instagram, and he was like, "Can I send you money? Let me send you money for lunch." So I was like, "Okay." I wrote him back, and I was like, "Send it." So he wrote me and was like, "Okay, what's your cash app?" So I sent him the cash app. Yeah, I just knew I was gonna open my cash app, and I was gonna have at least probably about $100. You get what I'm saying? Because like this, I eat, and that's how much I spend on my food. Yeah, I opened my cash app, and this man sent me $30. Yeah, yes, $30, and I'm just like, at first I'm like, damn, like, am I ungrateful? Like, am I fucked up? Like, feeling like, why the fuck would you send me $30? But then I had to ask people, and they was like, nah, because I'm like, $30 is not even half a tank in my car. Like, what the fuck you thought I was gonna go to Chick-fil-A? Like, I mean, I'm trying to figure out what did you think I was gonna eat? It's like when I go and eat, I eat full course meals. Like I order a appetizer, a entree, and a dessert and a drink. That can't even get me two drinks. Like what the fuck? And then this man had the audacity to write me back and say, let me get to know you. Why the fuck do you think I'm gonna let you get to know me and you just send me $30 for lunch? Is you dumb? I mean, like y'all be for real. Like, tell me, am I wrong? Like, am
Now, I want to open this up by saying she's very beautiful, and that hair was laid.
This type.
Those lips were lipping. The makeup, the face was beat. She had the look. She definitely had a look. But I think she lives in an alternate reality. That's what I'm going to say. I think she lives in an alternate reality. And this whole mindset, this whole high value man, what do you bring to the table? Um, Broke men don't deserve no coochie. I know that we got to get rid of all of that. We got to get rid of all of that because let me tell you something. If you are that invested in what's in somebody's pocket, you are going to overlook some major red flags that will do damage to your life, and then you run the risk of looking stupid. And I see what the comments are saying. She looked dumb as hell for saying something like this. First off, you're gifting me lunch. This is something that does not have to come out of my pocket, my budget. So whatever it is, you could have sent me $5 for lunch. I'm gonna say what? Thank you, right? It just is. It just is what it is. What are your thoughts, Manal?
Walter, it's very difficult. It's very difficult because I really try my best to be respectful of people. You know this of me.
Yes, I
I
know that
really
about
do.
you.
Um, and so while I was watching this video, my initial response was, "Bitch," because how one, who do you think that you are to demand a gift initially, especially initially from someone um,
Mm-hmm.
who doesn't even know you and who you don't know,
Right.
that is of a certain amount? You don't know that person's pocket. And then
Period.
if you are able to provide these things for yourself
Mm-hmm.
on a consistent basis, then you probably just need to be single, because
Agreed.
your standards of for someone to be able to match what you do for yourself, especially initially meeting you, uh,
Mm-hmm.
just need to be by yourself, boo. And this is I think it's like you said, just that culture of We're not looking for broke men. Well, there's a huge difference between a man who's being responsible with his money, who is actually trying to reach goals financially, professionally, personally, and who manages himself and is disciplined, versus a man who is out here hustling and bustling and trying to play games and throwing money at you just so that way he could use you. There's a
Right.
huge
Right.
difference. And so clearly she's not a woman / lady who wants a man / gentleman. She out here on some other type shit. So she need to be by herself. And I don't know how
Right.
old she was. She looked to, I mean, I know her makeup looked good and her hair she looked old young. But clearly she got some growing to do.
My problem with just this whole ideology, and this is why I included both, because it's dumb stuff coming from both ends.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got the women doing this, but then you got the men telling women, you know, dumb stuff. I want us to get to a place.
Come on, P-Valley reference.
where we can, you know, I want us to get to a place where we can go back to appreciating one another, you know, and I want you straights to know this is not isolated to straight people. Gay men are now taking on this dumbosity, and it's really just causing a divide within our community, and we need to stop this. This is just stupid.
Everyone.
This is just
finances have been a huge divide in the Black community for a long time. Why? Because we ain't have nothing, and we've been trying to scrape and get things. And so, you know, we're trying to weed through the dating pool and whatnot. But ma'am, this ain't the way to go.
Agreed.
If someone is willing to give you their time, say thank you. If someone is willing to give you money, say thank you.
Right.
And then get to know who they are. Right.
That part.
And so clearly she doesn't have the guidance that she needs to be out here in this world moving the way that she does. And if she does have people that are guiding her to make these kinds of choices, you might be down where the girls get naked, or that's the kind of lifestyle you're looking for, and it's not gonna be good.
You know, I recently ran across a group of individuals who want to be, their goal is to be taken care of. So I'm a collection agent. So some of y'all done called your house and I told you that your car will be repossessed in 3 days if you don't make your payment. That was me. And you was like, is that Walter, is this you? I was like, no, this ain't me. My name. My name William. But I worked down there, and while I was on the line with a young lady who wasn't Black, by the way, she was not Black. She starts telling me, I'm not gonna sit on the phone and argue with a broke man who can't if you want this paid, why don't you be a man and pay it? And I'm sitting here like, girl, we're not together. I literally called you because you wasn't paying your bill. Where does my responsibility in any of this fall into place? But there's just this whole mindset. I've had Black women on the phone tell me I need to quit and get a real job. My mama should be embarrassed of me. You know, they hope I don't have no kids because, you know, this is a disgrace. You know, I need to get out here. Men work with their hands. And I'm like, no, men get a check.
What?
See, men get a legal check. Let's start there.
But here's my thing, though. If anybody is out here in the real world scraping and building and actually knowing what it is to sacrifice and to be disciplined, to build something for themselves, they don't have these ridiculous notions and expectations. So again, what her response is telling me is that she ain't out here living a real life. There are so many young girls and young adults who are, I mean, you don't have a pot to piss in, but you got a whole BBL.
Come on.
Right.
Got lips injected and
You 21 years old and you out here trying to get this fast money and you have no idea what this fast money brings you.
Hold on. Can I put him here right here because Dr. Holt spoke the sentiments of my heart. Now I was at work, so all I could say was, "Man, you have the day that you deserve." That's all I could say. But what I really wanted to say was what Dr. Holt has on the screen. B, your mama probably raising your kids while you out here BSing with me. Why you coming for me? While you out here coming for me and my, job and my commission, well, your baby daddy. No, I'm just playing. But my thought to that, my thought and my response to a lot of this is just really divisive. I just don't like job shaming culture. And I know this from both ends of the spectrum. I want to talk about job shaming.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be one of those because I was on the track to be that nigga. Do you hear me? I was on the track to be. And I think I used to be embarrassed by this, but I thank God I fell flat on my face. It humbled the hell out of me.
Yeah.
Not that I was just an asshole or, just evil, but you can have a sense of self-righteousness and uppityness about yourself. That's just nasty.
Yes, easily.
Right. And when I fell on myself flat on my face and had to go be a waiter at a restaurant, girl, I was waiting tables.
Yeah.
I said to myself, first off, don't ever look down on another job, but don't ever say to yourself what you won't do, and don't ever let that pride rise up in yourself to look down on another person. I just don't like that whole job shaming culture in general.
I mean, and then, for like my dad, he always said, you treat the janitor the same way you treat the president.
Period.
And so growing up that way, everything wasn't always right, but just, treating people a certain way was very important. And for me, I agree with you wholeheartedly. If I would have gone the route that I mapped out for myself, I would not be, I wouldn't be of value.
Yeah.
I would not be of value. And that's how I see it. My life path, having these hard experiences, having to dig myself out of holes, having to actually be disciplined and plan and involve people in my business so I can get help. Not having people that can send me $30 for lunch and having to sometimes go hungry. These situations have helped me to be a more valuable person to community. It's helped me to be a more valuable person to my child. Because who I am is grounded. Who I am is realistic. Who I am has the ability to help other people go through life when things are smacking them and when life is raging war against them and when they have hard lessons, I can help them. And so when I hear females like her or even men who have these unrealistic expectations,
ridiculous,
it just lets me know that they haven't had enough life. They
Girl,
haven't had enough.
Let me tell you, things got so hard. I was down at Jack in the Box and the manager was like, "I'm not hiring you." And I said, "Why?" She said, "You are too qualified for this job." I said, "Well, at least the burgers would be flipped. Like they're gonna be flipped excellent." Her thing, she leveled with me before she left. She said, "I'm not gonna hire you because you would end up taking my job." And I'm like, "No, I promise I won't." I promise I won't. Girl, I would dumb down my application, get in there, and somehow they would pick up that I was able to. I was like, God. And so life gets hard, but you got to roll with the punches. And so I respect anybody who has in the name. Do you hear me? In the whole name of Jesus Christ.
Yeah. That's the thing. If you couldn't be with me while I was grooming dogs, you definitely can't be with me while I'm making thousands of dollars each year.
If we didn't starve together, we will not eat together. Period.
Can't do it.
So we're getting ready to go to take a commercial break. We got to pay these here bills. Okay. So don't just watch these commercials, but support these businesses. Do that. Go ahead and take us away, Kwame.
Because self-care should be luxurious. Luxe Noir.
Know that you can now catch the electrifying sounds of Bulletin Flight Radio anywhere you go? Yes, you heard it right. Tune in to the high-flying beats and soaring melodies by downloading the TuneIn app on your mobile device. Just search for Bulletin Flight Radio and hit play. It's that easy. And if you have a smart device like Alexa or Google, just say, "Hey Google," or "Alexa, play Bulletin Flight Radio on TuneIn." Experience the rush of adrenaline wherever you are. Listen to Bulletin Flight Radio on TuneIn using your Alexa or Google devices. Soaring through the skies has never sounded this good. Don't miss out on the ultimate musical journey. Tune in now to Bulletin Flight Radio on TuneIn and let the music take you on an unforgettable ride. Get ready to elevate your listening experience. Brought to you by Bulletin Flight Radio.
Are you ready for enlightening conversations that transcend boundaries? Get ready for Conversations with Clergy, brought to you by the HIV Vaccine Trials Network. In partnership with the world's largest publicly funded international collaboration, the HVTN is dedicated to evaluating vaccines to prevent HIV and COVID-19. But their impact doesn't stop there. The HVTN is at the forefront of advancing vaccinology, social and behavioral sciences, statistics, immunology, and even contributing to the research on tuberculosis and COVID-19 vaccines. By supporting Conversations with Clergy, the HVTN not only brings you thought-provoking discussions, but also contributes to the global effort to combat infectious diseases. Tune in, stay informed, and be a part of the change. Conversations with Clergy, supported by the HVTN, empowering conversations, empowering lives. Join us in this journey of knowledge, understanding, and progress. Conversations with Clergy, proudly brought to you by the HIV Vaccine Trials Network, because together we can make a difference.
I love just the music of it all, the musicality of it all.
That very last commercial gave me like In Living Color vibes. I
Yes,
enjoyed
God.
that.
Yes, God. All right. Well, tonight we're here.
The Black of Me apparel. Not only do I like the name of that business, but I need a sweatshirt. I need some jeans.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, go for your host thing. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I want to and I've got to tune in and catch that Conversations with Clergy. I know Dante, and he is educated. B, he is a minister, but C, he also
he's on our team.
He's on our team, and he's one of the amazing voices that kept me from just, saying F all of the whole religiosity that I've ever experienced. I was almost like, well, Chuck the deuces, I'm out. He was like, wait, don't go that far. Such an amazing soul, knowledge filled, and yeah. So tune into that. You're definitely gonna get something. You're gonna glean something amazing from that. Just if you just listen to him talk. Now tonight we're talking about breakups.
Woo!
And girl, I don't know. I don't know if have you ever been in a relationship and you knew it was over, but you were just kind of hanging around in there?
Oh my God, yeah.
So you've been there, you've done that.
I clocked the relationship being over a few weeks into the relationship, and then a year or two later is when it ended.
You're like, oh, this ain't gonna work.
Not a lifelong situation. No.
Yeah, but I've had an undercover bad breakup. So I had a breakup that I was like, oh, this ain't gonna be that bad because we both mature. Only to find out that they were mature because I was mature and we were together. But once we were no longer together, woo, child, the personality that I ran into, I was like, who the hell is this?
Somebody sleeping in my bed.
Right. No, if somebody mad because they're not sleeping in my bed.
Isn't that wild how that happens? Like you could be in this long-term relationship with a person, whether it's a year, 2 years, and still not see the fullness of who they are until you finally say no, hell no, and I mean no, and bye.
I had to learn the difference of people who loved me and people who loved the things that I could do for them. And things that I could do to them. I had to learn the difference of people who loved me and people who loved the things that I could do to, and with them.
Can you for the people in the back pew, can you tell us a little bit of what that means?
So for me, I had to understand that there are some people that love Walter, my personality, my good and my bad. But when I say they love my bad, I don't mean they celebrate. They're like, "Ooh, do the dumb shit." Not that, not that. But they actually love me. Okay, sometimes he moody, sometimes he bougie, but you know what? I love him. Versus people who only love me because, and this is going to be a little vulgar, but we're all adults here. But some people only love because you have sex well. You know how to eat it right. Or they love you because you're a catering type person. You're an accommodating type person. Or, in you, they have a built-in assistant, a qualified built-in assistant. And as long as you don't have a vision for your life, you're good because you can play your role in my play, And so.
What about the ones where you are not in the best space in your life?
Yeah.
And you get to be the B team while they get to be the A team.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why they with you. You get to make them feel good.
Right. So I came into my own later in life and I don't fault religion, but religion played a big part in that. Me coming into my own later on in life, because religion taught me it was all about this. And I had to develop this, right? I became a man of God, but I had not yet become a man.
Absolutely.
Still, it's so in me. I still could walk into a church and you put a mic in my hand. It might take me a little longer now because I ain't did it in a minute, but I can still turn the church upside down. I will have them in there bucking. But I had to grow up in my manhood. I had to develop in my manhood the who I was. And so during this journey, when I grow up, when I started becoming a man, I started realizing certain things I like, certain things I don't like. Certain things I can F with until the sun sets. It comes. I can mess with it. I can tolerate it. Whatever. But then there's some things that are absolute deal breakers for me, Walter. Right, and I had to be okay with that. Once I started developing this, and so when you develop this, then you can start doing things that better serve you. Realizing that if you are whole and well, then you can better serve others.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
So once you start making those moves, you will start weaning out the people who only love what you can do for them. Because sometimes I have to turn that focus here and focus on this so that I can be better suited to focus back over here.
Absolutely.
Am I making sense?
Absolutely. You're doing a great job, Walter. I hear this work you've been doing. I hear.
Girl,
Come on. It ain't
been working.
It is not for the faint at all.
A big bitch been working.
But I love what you're saying though. A lot of times, we start relationships with people and we end up getting that call, right? Whatever that call is in our spirit to say, you got to come higher, you got to come deeper, you got to go further.
Yeah.
And it's that wake up that happens. And sometimes that wake up means you start looking at that person next to you a little bit more clearly.
A little different, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And you start to realize that that's not the person that is to feed your life for the long haul. Right.
Mm-hmm.
You have to make some life decisions. That may be your baby mama, that may be your baby daddy, right? That might be the love of your life. Maybe y'all been together since kindergarten, right? And you thought y'all was gonna live the rest of your lives together.
Yeah.
But you may have outgrown that person. And so it's time to make that separation happen, right?
Yeah.
And so in those situations, when it's finally time for that division to happen, the person you find on the other side of that, I believe, is the real person you've been with that entire time.
Talk to us.
And so, and I say that because when you break up with an individual, y'all have already exchanged I love yous. Y'all done already swapped all kind of fluids. Y'all may have kids together. And so when you decide to choose yourself, that love doesn't just evaporate. That love should allow for that separation to happen.
Yeah.
Right. And so if you don't understand that I have to make a move, even if that's away from you, so that way I can reach my fullest potential. And it's not a knock to who you are. It's just embracing who I fully am. If you cannot accept that, love me, and allow me to free myself, then you didn't really understand what love was. And you didn't really understand what love was between us.
Right. So a lot of times, and I've learned that being genuine, you have to be just committed to being genuine, because a lot of times it will not be reciprocated. So when I genuinely tell someone, I like what you do, you're gifted, you're talented, I love you, this, that, and this, you're beautiful. When I get upset and pissed off, you're not going to hear me walk all those things back, because I was genuinely telling you those things.
Yeah.
You are gifted. You are beautiful. Now, you may get on my nerves and I don't like you. And right now you acting stupid. But these are things I feel in the moment versus me walking and backtracking all of the attributes and the accolades that I gave you. Now it takes maturity, because in my immature days, if you called me a cat, I was gonna call you a dog. You feel me? When I was immature, if you said my breath stank, I was gonna tell you, well, go wipe under your whatever, because it stank. I was gonna come tit for tat. You feel me? And I felt, if you took it low, what do people say when they go low? Michelle Obama said, when they go low, we go high. I said, when they go low, we go to hell. Like I'm gonna find a tunnel to dig lower than the hell where you went, and we're gonna go there, and we just gonna look at each other and stare each other in the eye and be ridiculous. Immaturity. But when I've grown up, I realized that there's so much more to lose than an argument when you start going tit for tat. and you start
Absolutely.
walking back your genuineness, you start really losing a part of who
Well,
you are.
I feel like
Mhm.
that's what we need to challenge. Was it genuine?
Mm.
Right?
Mhm.
Because a lot of times we say things and we do things just because we want to be with someone,
Right.
right? And so
Mhm.
even the person that we choose to be is for the sake of that relationship until we grow up, until we can actually be who we truly are and bring people into that space. This is who
Uh-huh.
I am. I need you to
Mhm.
see who I am and learn to value who I am while I see
Mhm.
who you are and learn to value who you are. And in
Mhm.
that reality, you can actually grow with a person. And so I
Right,
feel like
right.
all of these other relationships that we get in and break up and get in and break up and get up, it's just really
Mhm.
pushing you deeper into who you are. Right. So you can
Right.
finally be who you are and connect with
Mhm.
someone who is ready to be who they are.
I wanna also say that it is really difficult to break up as a mature person when you're dealing with someone who is immature and who has not walked into their maturity because you're gonna constantly be taking the jabs. You
Yeah.
know, you're gonna be constantly eating the punches, the lies, the low blows. You know, you're gonna constantly but you have to be committed to who you are
Absolutely.
versus
And you set those boundaries though, situation by situation, you know.
Mhm.
And that's the thing. Just because you cuss me out one time don't mean I get to allow it the second time. That's a no. Just
Mhm.
because you go off on me in the store because I didn't want to buy you what you asked me to buy you, that don't mean it happens a second time. Right?
Okay.
And there's nothing wrong with you building relationship with a person who may not be the most mature. And you may not be the most mature, which is why you with them. But anyway, so there's nothing wrong with building that. But remember that it's important for you to set those boundaries as you're growing. Not 5 years later after y'all done already, got the police
Yeah.
called on y'all 5 times.
Yeah.
Now you want to do it right. That's some people's reality, but it don't have to be.
Right, right.
And you don't have to look for the most mature person when clearly that's not where you are, right?
Well,
You need to
my
look
thing
for
is
someone that can
I
help you
was
grow.
I was focusing more so on the breakup. Okay, so this is over. We're done. It's over and done. And yet the heartache lives on inside.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it's over and done. Um, Sometimes you just want it over, but they want you destroyed.
Right. Mhm.
You know, they want you to realize that you effed up, and you may have. Here's the thing: you may have done some things that are wrong, but you're gonna either, you know, stoop to the level, or you gonna be mature about these things. Today say, "Holy Ghost, thank you, cupcake," with my horse ass.
Can we show that photo?
Which one? Oh,
Kwame knows. The things of the things.
the things of the things.
So, y'all, I know we late showing this a little bit, but I feel like what we talked about was needed. So we was letting the spirit move. But this photo is the documentation of the aftermath of a breakup. Apparently, this person said, "I don't want to be with you no more." And who they said it to said, "It's okay. Clearly, you don't want your stuff no more." And so they wrecked the entire home, y'all. I don't know who out there has had a breakup like this, but I tell you, if I came home to
Mm.
this, somebody going to jail. Okay.
Well, I definitely believe it. I would probably call. I'm not even a cop caller, but I definitely me and Officer Friendly would have to have a talk about this. Yeah.
Yeah, we done. And so again, just going back to that, who you are with, definitely becomes even clearer after you've decided to part ways with that person.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times we ignore these red flags, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of times we ignore these red flags.
Because they had $100 for lunch.
Right. Come on, Walter. Come on. Because he sent you $100 for lunch.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And he offered to get your nails done the next time, you know?
Yeah.
And so
Mm-hmm.
you moved in with this person, or you let this person move in with you, or you gave them free reign to your life, all because they were willing to say yes to a few things.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And you thought you was winning. And you ignored the fact that he was rude, or you ignored the fact that she disrespected your kids, or you ignored the fact that all her friends are messy, and every time they go into the club, they get into a fight. You ignored the fact that, you know, he can't keep a job because he always blowing up. You ignored all these things. And so now when it's time for you to elevate, you break up with this person and they try to wreck your life.
Yeah.
But y'all was thinking y'all was Bonnie and Clyde at one point.
Mm-hmm. Just you and me against the world. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, and I know, Walter, so I've never been in a situation like this.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I don't get this energy. I shouldn't get it back. Like, no.
So here's the thing, Manal, if I can. This is immaturity.
Absolutely.
This is absolutely immaturity. Immaturity is going to cause you to feel like, you know, if I can't have you, then you ain't gonna move on. And they really think they did something. But if it was me, all you did was solidify that we would never even be able to hit it again. Do you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
You solidified that I would rather practice the ancient masturbatorial practices of the ancestors before I ever allowed myself to entreat you again. Because this, mm-mm. 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 Mm-mm.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's you know, my behavioral health mind says, you know, these are things that us as individuals, we didn't really get to learn when we were in our youth, right? We didn't get to learn in our teen years how to manage relationships and our emotions, right?
Yeah.
And so when we, going back to parenting, when our parents don't have a good handle on their emotions, and they don't help us be able to handle our emotions, and we have to start moving through the world and getting into these intimate relationships with people, never learning how to regulate, never learning how to communicate, never learning how to process our emotions, and make healthy, responsible choices, get into situations like this. And so, you know, this is not a night about parenting, but it's a night about parenting. Okay.
But you know, I shouldn't have to parent you as your partner. I'm sorry.
Absolutely not. But some of us have to go back and reparent ourselves.
Okay. Absolutely.
Like this. We are accepting people like this in our lives.
Absolutely.
We are being these people.
Yeah.
Right? And so it requires us going back and reparenting ourselves and saying, little girl, little boy, you are racking up a whole lot of money, destroying people's lives, all because you don't know how to control yourself. All because you are not a disciplined individual. Little girl, you need to sit down.
Yeah.
And you need to be able to say, you hurt my feelings and I don't want to you anymore.
Yeah.
Or you hurt my feelings when you broke up with me because you don't value me. And I'm really looking for somebody to value me because I'm still learning how to value myself. So you hurt my feelings, but I'm gonna keep rolling. I'm gonna take my little ass to therapy and I'm gonna get my life together and I'm gonna meet the next person who's gonna value me, because I'm also going to sit down and learn how to value myself first. And so yes, sir.
So we have to we got to wrap this up. So we may have to do a part 2 to this. In our parenting and growing, you know, for ourselves, I love that you're saying that we have to take accountability.
Absolutely.
for ourselves. The one thing I had to realize is I had to learn how to move on even when I wasn't heard. Never get the apology. Never, the other person is never going to openly admit that they were wrong. But I had to learn how to move on with my life and realize that the more I stayed there and give that back and forth, I was feeding that and allowing it to live, because what you feed will live and grow, right?
Mhm.
I was feeding it, allowing it to live and grow in my life. That was
You
my
were eating off
accountability.
of it. It was keeping you full too.
It absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And it's really challenging, because even though you may not be the one who's always blowing up, right? Because we
Mhm.
like to look at the people who destroyed the apartment after the breakup as though
Mhm.
it was all on them. But sometimes you being the person who didn't blow up is still the person at fault, and it's still the person who needs to
Mhm.
grow up. Why?
Right.
Because you were in a space where you allowed that in your life.
Mhm.
And so
Absolutely.
you then have to sit down and check yourself and say, I may not have been deserving of the blow up that came my way, but I also was not mature enough to see it coming. I
Mhm.
didn't have my spirit in check to be
Mhm.
discerning of this individual before I gave them my number, or after
Mhm.
we went out on the first date, right?
Mhm.
I had some growing to do because I allowed this person in my life.
This is so on point, and we're gonna have to end it here, but this is so where I'm at, because I just was engaging with someone, trying to get to know them, and they blew up at something. But the way they blew up,
Mm.
I knew they were only taming it because we didn't know each other well. I felt the fire. I said, nope. Listen, we're not doing that no more. Will I be paying for broke doors because you lost your temper and punched a hole in the door? Now I got to pay to replace it because you ain't got no job. That's not happening in my life anymore. Nope.
Mm.
So we definitely, blessed be the ties that bind, and went our separate ways. But no, we definitely have to wrap things up here. How can the people find you on social media if they need you?
Well, you can find me under Bay Windows on Kwame, I never know these things. I'm sorry, y'all. Social media is not my thing. Inbox me, let's meet up outside of social media. But on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube is Miss Bay Windows, y'all.
Awesome. You can also find me on all social media platforms, Walt B Connection. Listen, absolutely, Courtney. And maybe I may have to call you a little later than this because I do have a little situation after this I have to take care of, but I'll call you tonight. All that being said, we want you all to. We definitely gonna have to do a part 2 on this.
I understand.
We want you all to be healthy. Most importantly, be you. But now, anything you want to say before we exit?
Oh man, it's really important that you do not allow anyone to pigeonhole you to your past, right? If this was you destroying people's lives because they broke up with you, or maybe this happened to you, and you're still trying to recover from it, who you were after the situation is the most important thing. And so continue to grow, continue to push yourself, continue to allow yourself to be vulnerable and honest so you can continue to grow and be valuable to yourself first, and then those that come across your path.
Absolutely. Well, we thank you for tuning in, and we will see you on next week right here on the Walt Bay Connection.
Thank you for watching Pyro Media Network. For more information, please visit pyromedianetwork.com.